here. That works better. Jeremy, don't look at my horrible lighting and videography skills for my computer. Jessie set up a couple weeks ago when she was on Nick's phone. Where's the video? I mean, Nick had his big camera set up above her computer and it was like phenomenal looking. Okay. Happy Monday, you guys. It feels so crazy that this is our first team call of the month and it's already the 10th, but so many amazing things. Let me get us muted here. So I don't know about you guys, but this has been one of the most fun and crazy last few months ever. Some of you guys just jumped on and joined us last few months. And for those of us who have been here for a while, this has just been such a fun ride. And we have had so much momentum and so many rank ups. And with that, we have so many new people learning the ropes. And at the same time, some of us who've been here around, we're like, oh my gosh, how do we do this? What do we even do? And so it's all about tonight just getting back to the basics of what does it even mean to actually build a business with Plexus? Because a lot of us did not necessarily start this to build a business, right? We started this for products that we love, and then we're like, oh yeah, extra income is great. Sorry, I'm just keep on. There we go. Getting onto this thing, and then we just kind of have to learn as we go, which is the beauty of this. We don't need necessarily prior skills, and you don't necessarily have to have a huge business plan to be successful at this, but we do want to make sure that we're simplifying and making sure that everyone at least knows the ropes and knows these thought process to have so that you can be as successful as you want to be and go as quickly as you want to go, right? So June and July was like, woo! And so August, we're all about going back to school. Show of hands. Sorry, let me get some mutes. Show of hands, who has already sent children off to school, like at the actual school establishment?
That works.
Anybody? Raise your hands. We have already started school down here in Georgia, and it is so crazy to me. And how many of you guys have already started like homeschooling or like shared here versus there? Anybody? Yes, some hands. Well, we start our homeschooling next week, so I'm there. So not only are we going back to school, sorry, my rainbow wheel of death is there, but if you need to mute, but we are going to go back to school here in our team as well. And with that, I love that Plexus jumped off with teaching us, kind of got us all here, why most of us stayed here and why these products are amazing. The triplex was the foundational thing that helped me get started in this and even want to start sharing. So how many of you attended the triplex event last week? Show of hands. Did you love it? Did you feel like you learned some things or like kind of got re-excited about maybe a combo that you may not have even started on or seen help with? Because I know, especially over the last year, we just have MetaBurn and these awesome like 3-day challenge packs, and people are loving the lean. And so we did kind of scoot away from our like gut health centric stuff. But I absolutely loved it. I cannot wait for my box to come either. But so with that, we wanted to also kind of simplify and refocus in August for going back to school, going back to the basics in our business mentality. A lot of us are doing Brooke Hemingway's Momentum Movement this month. Raise your hand if you have paid for that training and are hopping into that training this month. It really is amazing, and I'm so proud of all of you who are doing that right now and investing into yourself and into your business, because it really is going to be worth it. But if you're not doing that, that's okay. These principles are the same things, just they're just diving really deep with us and hitting it home. But we're going to be talking about a lot of this stuff on our team pages, and it's just going to help us all simplify what we are training and duplicating, because it really is about a simple system and getting back to the basics. So something that always kind of triggered me and kept me, I think, from treating my business like a business is that I rarely called it a business. So I want everyone, maybe don't unmute because it'll be hard to get everyone back muted. But if you know how to unmute and we can remute, I want you to unmute and say, I own a business. Unmute. I'm going to see
I own a business.
I own a business.
Yes, ma'am.
I own a business.
Yes,
Business.
sir. Yes, you do. I hear you. I own a business. And I paid $34.95 to start it. Some of you paid $10. Hello, thank you. I own a business. And when we can get that part through our head, these business kind of models and these things that we do to grow our business or to run our business feel a little bit, and sometimes people join me and sometimes people don't. You know what I mean? That feels a little bit different than when we say, I own a business. I'm running a business. I am trying to grow a business on the side. I am also these things, but I run a Plexus business on the side. Like that changes who you are. That means you are now a business owner. All right, everybody unmute. I am a business owner.
I am a business.
I am a business owner.
Yes, you are.
Business owner.
I am also a business owner. I have owned a business for the last 5 years. How crazy is that? Out of my home with no overhead. It's been phenomenal. The return on investment has been great. Okay, you're a business owner. And so guess who didn't finish college? Guess who took one business class and dropped it? I don't know and didn't know anything about owning a business or running a business, and that's okay. Guess what? I am a business owner. I own a small business. I own an at-home based business.
I don't know what they're
That's
watching.
who I am, and that's who you are. Whether or not you joined for that, if you're trying to grow your business and you're on this call tonight because you're at least interested in doing that, right? Then let's change that mentality of who you are when you sit down to work your business. When you look at your back office, you're not just somebody who people may or may not respond to. You are a business owner who has customers, and you're going to check on them whether or not they're going to respond to you, right? So these things, this mentality can change everything. So I would love for you to put into the chat some types of businesses, maybe where you've worked before, maybe somewhere that your parents have worked, or just types of businesses, restaurants, things like that. Everyone put those into the chat. Nice. Grocery store, retail, yep. Yep, private school, church. Where your friends work, what are some businesses around town that you frequent? Perfect. Salon, greenhouse, nursery, car rental, construction. Yes. Just keep thinking those things. We're going to keep going. So one thing I love about personal development and that leaders are learners, we never stop digging in and we never stop learning ourselves, is that we hear tidbits of things that we get to then pass on to other people. That I was sitting in a room listening to Brooke Hemingway talk about business, and her and Emily Gibson said, there is no business that just grows organically and out of nowhere, right? But how often do we just kind of wish that that was what was happening with our posting and our Plexus business just growing? Like, I wish just like I could make one post and everyone would just jump in with me and my business would explode and take off. And if we look down this list on this chat, you guys look at all of this. There's not one of these businesses that is not hitting the pavement with some form of marketing, whether it's in print marketing or on billboards or handing out flyers at their store, or obviously everyone's marketing themselves online. But you guys, people would not be in business if they are not putting out there what services they have, why it's valuable, and inviting people to choose them over something else, right? That's any business across the board. And we are no different than that. The difference is a lot of us just came into this not fully wanting a business or like even thinking that we were running a business. But now we see what's on the table. We see the impact that can be made, and you see the income that can be made, and that this is a real thing. And now your wheels are turning on what it could do for your family, what it can do for people that you know. And guess what? that is a calling, that is a passion, and that is something that we all have in common now. And we get to work together as a group of business owners and say, man, we have something amazing to offer. And if we want people to jump into this with us, and we want our business to grow and we want our paycheck to grow, then we're going to treat this like a business, in that we're going to put it out there, right? We're going to offer it. We're going to show people the value, and we're going to bring people in and say, do this with me. You need this, and I got it. If people don't know that you have it, then they're going to get it from someone else. Okay. Another word I would love for you all to unmute and say is paycheck.
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 Check.
I want you to say increasing paychecks.
Increasing paycheck.
Increasing the paycheck.
Increasing a paycheck.
Increasing paycheck.
So, you guys, I know that sounds silly, but you have the ability to increase your paycheck every single month. There is no other job on the face of the earth that gives you the freedom to make your own salary and increase it whenever the heck you want. Okay? And right now, in this time, that is huge. There are more people jumping onto this business and businesses like what we have, because people have seen the effects of only relying on working for other people, and then the economy and having to be let go, or whatever, never getting raises, not being able to make ends meet. We have something so unique and beautiful here, and you can increase your paycheck anytime you want. Okay? And it doesn't have to be like, whoosh, I need to increase my paycheck and then I'm never doing anything again. I know a couple of you guys are having a call later tonight, and you're probably going to be talking a little bit more about what that looks like. But we're going to talk about that and consistency in just a minute. But y'all, literally from the time I joined in 2015, there's maybe been a handful of months where my paycheck either stayed the same, or we saw some decrease in different seasons or things like that. But for the most part, over the last 5 years, y'all, I've been giving myself a raise basically every month, every season, every year. I'm like doubling my income here, okay? And it's not because I'm some weirdo amazing person. It's because we did the basics and we did them consistently, and we showed up and we just did the thing, right? Plexus has become a part of who our family is. People know that because why? We share about it. We post about it. So now I have that to fall back on, and I'm saying, yeah, you saw my post. Oh, great. I'm starting conversations, right? People know that I'm a business owner because I've been consistent in doing this and sharing it out loud for so long. But people can know that about you, and you can be building that now. So we earn our paychecks. That's a common misconception with our type of businesses too, is that we're not working, because it's work. We're not sitting in a cubicle. We're not somewhere 40 hours. We don't have a boss, right? So we get to say those things because it's kind of true, like it's the best, but we're still earning our money, right? We're earning our paycheck. And maybe you are receiving a paycheck, and it's time to look at, what am I doing to continue earning this, right? Because the beautiful thing about what we do is it's residual income. So for the most part, if you've got a good base of people and they're loving their products, you're going to keep getting a paycheck. But we want you to know, while there's freedom in that and you want to continue to grow that, we also want to make sure we're doing our due diligence to earn the money that we are receiving, right? So we're checking on people. We're continuing to show up for people that have joined us and plug them in and not leave them hanging. And we don't want to disappear on people and just collect that paycheck. We have an actual job where you are earning real money that you can do what you want with. And we want to help you know how to continue earning and to increase those earnings with your business. If you are new or semi-new, or just even jumping into this business for the first time, I just re-recorded our Earn As You Learn video. Sorry, I kind of get crazy with like being cuckoo with names and like alliterations, and then I can't remember what I'm doing. Earn As You Learn, because with Plexus, literally from day one, you can be earning money, whether that's referring a friend because you did a shout out post, or trying to go silver, go fast start silver, fast start gold, like all of these things. You do not have to know everything before you earn big money with Plexus, okay? We have things set up for you to plug people into, for you to learn and earn at the same time. And I just want to remind you guys too, I know this is a lot of stuff, and I feel like it in my mind, it's not like the basics of how to, but it is mindset basics of like you're running this business. So bear with me. If you chose a profession, you're going to go to school for 4 years, not make any money toward that profession, maybe not even have a job when you get out, plus have to pay off the debt for school when you get that job, right? Everyone and their brother is so excited and so proud of people when they're going to college and they're learning about a craft that they will do in the future. How much more exciting is it that you just stepped into a business model where you can earn abundantly and immediately while you're learning about this career that you've stepped into, while you're learning how to hone your craft, while you're learning more about social media techniques or learning more about what network marketing even is and the beauty of what you have, learning more about our products and how to help other people and plugging in and vision casting for yourself of like, man, where do I want to be in 4 years? But guess what? In 4 years, you're not going to be $100,000 in debt and student loans. You could be making $100,000 in 4 years instead, and then be stepping into a really fun, passionate calling that you have. So earn while you're learning, but do some learning while you're earning as well. Step into some of the trainings that are available for free. Our corporate office does so much for us in the way of trainings every single week. Obviously, our team calls and our team pages are great for that. We've got podcasts out the wazoo you can plug into, books that are so helpful and amazing. However you like to learn, however you want to plug in and what you have time for, I just encourage you to take advantage of this beautiful model where you can earn and learn at the same time. And for the last few minutes here, I just want to really talk about the activity, what it takes. Some of you guys have been really plugging into this bingo we've been doing the last few months. I think it is super fun, but all that is activity, putting a name to an activity that is going to help you learn more about your business, reach more people, and grow your income, right? Grow your team, grow your impact. We want to be consistent in our activity because it's those consistent activities that are done over time that compound the most growth. If you're pounding the pavement, maybe you send out 100 messages 1 week, but then you do nothing else and no posting for 3 more weeks. That's not as helpful as if you have this like routine that you're figuring out how it works and you're active and you're showing up every day, even if it's 15 minutes, even if it's 30 minutes, even if it's blocked off hours here throughout the week, but you're showing up and you're doing the things. Not only is that different in your mindset, because what does that feel like? It feels like you're showing up to a job to earn a paycheck, to help people, to live into a passion, instead of just like, oh yeah, I was supposed to meet that goal, or oh yeah, crap, I was supposed to add 3 people this month. Message 1 million people and then back off, right? That's not sustainable for you. That feels crazy, and that doesn't help you step into this beautiful thing that we have here of being a business owner with Plexus. I didn't mean to say business owner. You are a business owner. Okay, confidence in that is key as well. As you're sharing products, be excited about what you're sharing. Be proud of what you're doing. I think that's something all of us deal with in the beginning. It's like, how do we be proud of what it is? I don't even really know what I'm doing. But taking that courage from other people and seeing their stories and building that belief in yourself to say, I'm great with sharing this. Like, I'm excited about doing this and I'm proud of what I'm doing, because look at what we're seeing here with these people that lives are being changed. Look at what we're seeing with people being able to earn income like this. This is crazy. This is amazing. I'm so proud of what I do, because if we're not proud of what we do, then who wants to do it with us? Right? If you're skeptical and you can read that through your posts and you're apologetic in all of your messages, then people are like, oh, maybe they don't even like that they're doing this. I don't know that I want to do it either. So while you're figuring it out, just be proud of what you're doing. Be proud of yourself and be excited about what you are plugged into so that people will want to plug in with you, right? And then ultimately, all of these activities that are part of the bingo, or what we used to do, the high five, We kind of got away from the daily high five because we don't all have the same exact time frames. Maybe people work differently throughout the week versus like having chunks of time every single day. But if you search on our business page, high five, you will see another format of how you can do those income producing and intentionally productive activities every day. If you've got time, you're carving out every day. So those 5 high five things, basically reaching out, messaging, posting on social media, checking on people, personal development, those types of things. That's a list on there that you can look at that. But also we're giving away prizes every week for playing bingo, right? So if you're like, what activities should I be doing? I got a list for you. Every week you can just check them off, and you might want a fun gift card or a fun prize for doing that. It's just to help us learn these activities to both recruit new people, right? We want our teams to grow. We want to share this amazing stuff we have. We want to change some lives. We want to make an impact. That's recruiting. But we also want to retain. We want to hold up our end of the bargain and do our due diligence, that when we've invited people into this, that's the beginning of our journey and our relationship with them. And that's something that if we're a recruitment focused minded person, that it's really important we kind of make that shift and realize that's not the end. When you sign someone up, that's not the end of the relationship. That's the beginning of the relationship, right? That's when they've trusted and you're like, yeah, you're a part of the family. Let's do this. And then that's when we're checking up on them and getting to know them and letting them know that we're there for them and trust them, right? So that retention and the recruiting, those are both things that we have to focus on. And so these activities, these intentional productive activities, are there to help you grow into both of those things. Your courage and your confidence, that's going to help you grow in both of those things. Feeling like a business owner, it's going to help you grow in both of those things. I want to grow my business. I also want to take care of my customers because I'm a cool business owner and I'm awesome, right? You're awesome. But there is no wrong way to do this. The only wrong way to do this is to think that you have to have the exact right way to do this before you get started, in my opinion. Because I did a ton of stuff wrong in the beginning. You should see some of the messages that I sent to people in the first part. I didn't do the emojis and like all of the crazy stuff because I had gotten those before, but I was like, okay, so I don't know if you see my post, but I've started this thing and it may or may not be for you. And I'm like, I'm so sorry if this is annoying. And like 8 paragraphs later, I've told them all about the triplex, my entire story. So what do you think? You know, cricket. But it's fine. I still had people sign up, but I was getting active. And you know what I did? I learned from those baby mistakes. We learn from mistakes because we're doing things and we say, you know what, that didn't really work as well, or you know what, that actually worked great. I'm going to do that again. And we're plugging into things, right? So my encouragement for you is to just get started. Treat this like a job that is earning you a paycheck, whether or not you're expecting to make $200 a month. That's great. So work your hours for your $200 paycheck. Right? Pay for your products with it and be excited about that. If you want $500 or $1,000 a month, you're going to have to step into that recruiting side, right? Show people what you got. Get out there and ask for people to come do this with you and grow that paycheck, right? So I would love to hear from a few of you. At what point maybe you have had an aha moment where you went from like, I get it now, I was kind of dabbling, I was kind of in and out of this as a hobby, and now I realize that if I want to grow this and actually build a business, that it feels a little bit different or it looks a little bit different. Can I hear from some of you guys if you've gotten to that place and you can share that with us? I can call on you.
I'll go.
Yay.
I feel like the biggest thing was once I really defined my why I wanted to see more financial increase, more financial freedom, what time freedom could look like, and started really dreaming about that. That's really when I was like, okay, I need to take this seriously if I want to actually see that income, to be able to do the things that God's putting on our hearts, to be able to give the ways that we want to. And if I just did that as a hobby, we would never get to that point. So it sometimes, like even coming back from maternity leave, it looked like, okay, we're seeing this income from Plexus. Can I go part-time? Let's take a step of faith, go part-time at the hospital to then plug more into Plexus, because I really can see that potential of financial increase is so much greater than my like nursing income. Like I can't increase my paycheck like you were saying, like at the hospital. It's like what, 50-cent raise or something every year. So yeah, I guess just seeing the why and seeing like allowing ourselves to dream bigger has really allowed us to really see like this is tangible.
That's awesome. Yes, Megan. All right, a couple more before 9 o'clock hits. I would love to hear some more.
For me, I think it was when I finally believed that consistent, it's funny because it's like what you're talking about, but when I finally believed that consistency over being special or having some magic sauce, like could lead to dreams coming true and things really changing. And like Megan was saying, like actually considering that my why could come to pass.
Yeah.
So kind of the coupling of those two things, consistency over being magic.
Yes, that is so good. And if you are not following Mary on Facebook and on Instagram, that is so visible in what she is doing lately on her pages and how she is sharing. I'm so proud of you. And we are all like, literally every time we're like, oh my gosh, did you see Mary's video? That was so amazing. You're doing so good. Okay, let's have one more person share. When was your kind of aha switch moment from hobby to I'm a business? Or I want this to be a business?
Mine was after a year of doing Plexus. I was bringing in about $500 a month for the first entire year of doing this. And my switch went off when I went to convention for the first time. And I'm so bummed that you guys that were going to go for your first time this year didn't get to actually attend in person, but hoping that will happen this coming year. But that was a really big wake-up call for me, just seeing all of these different people from all different backgrounds getting up on stage and sharing their story, and actually meeting people face-to-face as well, and hearing that you can still be a mom that is a stay-at-home mom that homeschools their kids. That was my situation. And still be a pastor's wife or ministry wife and be plugged into your church, and still be a business owner and legitimately treat it like a business and bring in substantial income. And I just saw like the impact that these families were having to be able to actually dream huge and to give huge and things like that. And I just was like, okay, so like this can be way more than just bringing in $500 a month. And I really did start to actually treat it like a job versus just a little side hobby at that point.
So good. And it's been so cool to see in each of those areas, like when you make that switch in your mind, like not only is it visible to other people, like obviously I'm watching, so I'm seeing like, I knew exactly when that happened for Megan, because I'm like, okay, hey, there's Megan, you know, her team's exploding, what's happening over there? And then like we said with Mary, and like obviously working with Jesse for those first couple of years, like it's beautiful to see what can happen when your mind aligns with the giftings and the passions and the dreams and the callings that God has given you specifically. And then your mind's like, okay, and this is the vehicle that we can do for that. And this is the avenue where I can release those callings and those giftings and my talents and my time, and it's worth it. And the reward is there, and the impact is there, and the income is there. Does anyone else want to share one more, and then we'll have to hop off?
Hey, not necessarily my aha moment at the beginning, but my aha moment now. And I think this is just so cool. I was just saying to my husband, I'm like, wow, you know, I mean, I just hit a pretty big rank, and I keep calling it my promotion. My brother-in-law has been primed for a big like position, him among maybe 3 other guys. And they're just waiting to like get chosen to interview for this position. And it would be a significant pay increase. And the company hired from outside of the business, and he is stuck where he is. He still makes a good buck, but that was my aha moment, which was, I don't have to wait for somebody to move out of a position in order to get that next raise. And it's so limitless, you know, with this business, you know, on top of all the amazing, you know, helping people and all of that. But when we're really talking about the nuts and bolts of like the income part of it, we are not limited like as you would be in corporate America. So I that was my huge aha moment. We just learned that this past week. I was like, oh, my brother-in-law, I felt bad. But then I was like, whew, am I glad that I fell into this?
Yes, absolutely. And too, like over time, people will begin to say, man, well, I'm sick of sitting on my tail waiting for someone to give me a raise. Like, how do I earn earn like Josie? Josie just went Emerald last month. Of course. We all want to be there, right? So you guys, we're going to hop off in just a second. And I know you've got another call. A lot of you have to hop onto, but we're going to be talking about the nuts and bolts and the basics of what running your business day to day looks like. I hope you'll be plugging into the bingo. We're going to do some bigger prizes this month for that because we're not doing our big cover photo board and all that crazy stuff that we've been doing the last couple months. So really just wanting to get back into the basics. Activity cures everything. If you're having a slow month, it doesn't matter. Do the same things, do them consistently, increase a little bit of activity if you need to, you know, but be consistent, and it's filling that funnel. It's just getting that rhythm back. And that's where the consistency and growth comes as well. So basics of building a business, treat it like a business because it is one, and it's not in a scary way. It's in the really cool, I get to be the kind of business owner that God's calling me to do, and it is limitless and the possibilities are there. I just get to learn and plug in, and thank God that we get to earn while we're doing it. So I love you guys. I'm so proud of you. I had 45 on the call tonight. I will do drawings in just a little bit, and we'll get that prize sent off first thing in the morning. Good night, you guys.